Good afternoon, everybody. This is Fago Franklin III with New Stitch Media. Today, I am joined by former NBA player Josh Powell. First and foremost, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good. How about yourself, family?
I can't complain. But before we get into your journey in the NBA, as well as what you're doing for your community, can you give some
why it's doing it. It's like clicking really bad. There we go.
Say again?
It was like clicking really bad. I couldn't really.
Oh yeah. The service a little bit janky out here, so I apologize on that.
No worries.
Yes, sir. So could you give my viewers some inspiring words for today?
Well, first and foremost, just thankful to wake up and see another day. All praise. Definitely during the times that we live in, and just hope that everybody's continuing to practice safety and make sure that they're doing everything that's required so they can continue on with their lives during this time. But, I'm just grateful to see another day and have another opportunity.
Amen to that. Thank you for those words and encouragement. So how have you been adjusting during this pandemic time?
Just taking a lot of me time, doing a lot of reading, a lot of studying, a lot of meditating and praying, and just making sure I keep my spirit, my mental, and my emotions all in line and in tune, and continuing to grow and get better. Look at myself and look myself in the mirror and make sure I hold myself accountable each and every day, and want to continue to grow.
Amen to that. So, what inspired you to get into basketball first and foremost?
What inspired me was, for me, it was a means to stay out of trouble initially. Like, that was the reason why I was doing any sport, was I just trying to find an outlet, especially where I grew up at, just figuring out some ways to get some energy off, stay out of trouble and things like that.
Mm-hmm. So you have bounced around in the league. When you actually got there, you was undrafted, of course. Before we touch about the teams that you played for, what was the emotional feeling like when you felt like you were the underdog at times?
Well, it ain't at times. That's really the chip that I carry on my shoulder. Just always feeling overlooked and unappreciated, and always just having to prove myself, even from early on. I've had teachers who doubted me or would say things to me about, me being lazy or me not going to be, I'm not going to be anything, and don't, just feel like because I'm an athlete, you get this or don't get that. And, just always wanting to prove people wrong, whether it's been in the classroom or on the court. And definitely had enough people talking noise for my on the court play. So just staying in that mode and just wanting to get better and staying hungry and just staying the course.
Now, you played overseas for some time as well as the NBA, and then you found a home with the Lakers. How was that emotional feeling when you actually got that opportunity to play with one of the most prestigious franchises in NBA history?
Man, it was amazing. And I've had the chance to play for several, and I'm grateful for all of those that I played for. But, when you talk about teams like the Lakers, the Celtics, just historical franchises, and they both exude greatness, across the board, just from the front office to the history of the organizations to the traditions to any and everything that those teams represent, even down to those colors, you know what I mean? And then you talk about the banners that's in each one of those arenas. It's just an honor and a privilege to be able to step foot on that court. And obviously, you got to take your game to another level. It's a lot of things that you have to learn and process and to make sure that you're on board. Because, when you get to teams like that, organizations like that, it's not about having a great regular season. It's not even about making it to the playoffs. Like, they already in that mode. It's about championships. And that's a different mindset.
Now, since you played with the Lakers, you played, of course, with Kobe Bryant. Tell me one of your favorite memories just playing with him, or either some words of encouragement that he gave you during his time playing for the Lakers.
Well, I'll give you two. So one of the things is he always taught me the value of attention to detail. and just everything that he did, he paid so much attention. He had so much knowledge about, and he was always ahead of the curve. So I'm grateful for him, with that, and just being able to learn from him not only on the court but off the court. But then I think one of my best moments that I had was when he came to Riverdale, which is my high school, and helped me, him along with D Fish, helped me present a check to my school that I wrote for $20,000 to put a technology center in my high school that's still there to this day, helping a lot of kids from an educational standpoint, preparing for tests and things like that, even doing career days and stuff like that in there. So it's just an honor to, do something like that. But it was a bigger honor to have that support that I have.
Now you went to two finals and won, of course, both finals. Was that experience like just winning an NBA championship?
Well, for me, it was a great experience to get back because in 2006 I was on that finals team at Miami when they won their first championship. So
Mm.
to be able to get back and be a part of an organization and those guys and just what I learned, especially from losing to them being in a position to win one and two, one or two championships, was a huge blessing. And
Mm.
even, a lot of the things that I took, even from a life standpoint, just staying the course, not giving up, pushing through, how to deal with adversity and challenges and just being positive. Like, it's a lot of things that we went through in those couple of months in both years that helped us, not only get one championship, but redeem ourselves from the Boston Celtics in
Mm.
2008 and get another championship. So many life lessons, but just grateful to be a part of history forever.
What does it mean to you that with your story, people are inspired by it and they consider you a role model in your communities as well as around the globe?
Because I'm just like them. Um, the challenges, the adversities, the amount of mistakes that I've made, still to this day, continuing to learn and be better. I'm not out here to, put on as if I got it all together because I don't, and I'm still learning and growing and trusting the process and just, staying the course and staying in my lane. Um, I think those are the things that can be appreciated. Every time I speak, every time I come across anybody, like just being genuine, being humbled, and being grateful and appreciated for just the experiences that I've had, the blessings that have come, and even the lessons that have come. Um, and I just want to continue to stay the course and just show people that I come from the same situation as you or similar, and I've been able to make a way for myself, and I still got a ways to go.
What advice can you give some of these young rookies that are entering the NBA about managing their money correctly and not getting indulged into the fame as well as just spending money on just ridiculous stuff?
It's kind of hard, man. It's a layered question, especially because it takes so many different parts. Because a lot of guys, if they haven't been taught that early on, it's going to be kind of hard to just hand them $1 million and tell them, like, don't do this and don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would encourage to make sure that they have a strong circle. Make sure you have the right people working for you that will hold you accountable in case you fall short. Also, make sure that you educate yourself. That's important too. A lot of times we're just out here and we continue to keep focusing on basketball, and we got to still understand that there's the business aspect. There are other things and responsibilities that we have to take care of, and we got to make sure that we stay on top of that. That's still your business. You are the CEO of your company. You know what I mean? Whether it's on the court or off the court. So just make sure you stay ahead of the game.
Now, in your opinion, what was it like playing with Phil Jackson at times? I know at times he could be a hard coach, but he was a respectable coach.
I thought it was great. I thought he had a different way of going about it, which I respected. I definitely felt that he put the onus on the players. He held us accountable, and he had his unique way of motivating and inspire us to do the right thing and make sure that we're staying the course and staying on top of ourselves, whether it's as a team or individually. Like, he had his way to challenge us, and that's why I respect him so much. He's the best I've seen do it at managing egos.
Mm.
And that's something that's so important, especially when you talk about that level. Because you got alpha. You got so many alphas on one team, and then
Mhm.
everybody, obviously because you're playing at the highest level, everybody has their way that they feel that they can go about doing it. So for him, time after time to get people together and get them on board, I think is amazing in itself. You know what I mean? And he has 11 rings to show that.
Mhm. Now we're about to come on to the NBA season. What teams are you intrigued with this year?
Now, I'll never bet against LeBron. I think Milwaukee got better. I think I'm gonna shout out my Atlanta Hawks. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? They made some moves, coming back even stronger. Interested to see what the T Wolves are gonna do. Um, Dallas,
Mhm.
because you're gonna have a healthy Porzingis coming back. And they made some moves during the offseason. Portland, as always. Um, Brooklyn, can't forget about
Mhm.
Brooklyn.
Mhm.
So I mean, we'll see. I'm definitely interested to see about Charlotte. Obviously, with Melo being down there. And I look forward to seeing the Miami Heat again. Like making sure that first year, I don't think it was a fluke, but I think the world would definitely like to know. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
How the thing, how things kind of went. So I'm just excited to see a lot of those teams.
Do you think Giannis is actually going to stay with the Bucks, or do you think he's going to transition to another team?
I think he'll stay. I don't see why not. You know what I mean? And I think that they're continuing to do everything that they can to bring him the pieces that's needed. Um, so I mean, I think it'll be interesting. We'll see. And I mean, my cousin plays there too, Chris Middleton. So I'm always be a supporter of Milwaukee regardless. So um, I think it's they have always they're one of those teams that should be in the Eastern Conference Finals every year. Um, but just getting over that hump, that's always going to be the thing.
Mhm. Now we're actually in the holiday season. What is your favorite memory that you had as a childhood during the Christmas time?
That's a good one. I think the thing that I appreciated the most is just having the family come together.
Mhm.
Um, I don't come from the household where there's a lot of gifts under the tree like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I was just thankful to have the families come together and just enjoying time with each other. I think that was good enough for me. Um, and that really to me is probably the most important thing because I do think too that people focus so much on the gift giving that they miss all the other parts to what Christmas is about as well.
Mhm. And my last question is, what advice can you give people about overcoming their fears and just taking the leap of faith for their dreams?
I think that if it's important to you, you'll go after it and you'll do it. I think that in everything that we do, there's going to be some type of fear in some way, shape, or form. But how do you flip that into motivation? How do you flip that into inspiration? And not allowing that to get in the way of you doing what you want to do. There we go.
Say that last
Um,
part again. I'm
no,
sorry. It
I
kind of
was
got
just
stuck.
gonna say, I was just gonna say that people have to do what makes them happy. I think that a lot of us, we're in careers or doing things that we're not necessarily motivated by or we're necessarily happy with. And I would just encourage people to just go after your dreams and it doesn't have to necessarily be when you're younger type of thing. Even as an adult, if there's something that you're passionate about or that you want to do or you feel your creative juices are flowing, then go after it. Try it. At least you can say that you did it. Don't have a life of regrets, I guess is basically what I'm saying. So
Mm. Amen to that. Before I let you go, where can my viewers actually find what you're doing out in the community? Like, are you
okay,
on
so we
social
have
media?
yep. So we have 21 Reasons to Give. That's the foundation page. So it's be at 21 Reasons to Give, or you can go www.21reasonstogive.org. You can follow me, Josh 21 Powell on Instagram. Those two ways that you can see what's going on, especially when it comes from a philanthropic standpoint.
Amen. Thank you for joining me, everybody. This is Fago Franklin III. You can follow me on my Instagram, which is SuperJournalist87. You can follow me on my Facebook, which is Fago Franklin III. For more exclusive interviews, you can check out my YouTube channel, which is New Stitch Media. Thank you again for joining me, and definitely have a blessed one, my brother.
Thank you, man. Blessings, King. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Always. All right, now have a blessed one.
You too.